Okay, without going too off on a tangent, because there will be other videos to expand this and explain. When I first do this video, though, you're going to think, well, it's a bit weird. Some people might. Other people might think, oh, maybe you can see where I'm going with this, and they think a bit deeper about it. That's always going to be the case when they just throw a tiny stone out there rather than a big rock of information. And the question is, like, if you're new to somebody or they're new to you and meeting them, you don't know too much about them, but you've met them a couple of times, and you want to discern if they're genuine or not. If you lean the conversation in the right direction, you guide it, and you end up with talking about human behavior and so on, and you ask them, "Are you authentic?" Perhaps it might sound a bit odd within the context as a question, so you use different qualifiers to explain yourself. It's like you might say it might seem an odd question. Well, what I mean is perhaps, are you one of those people? Is what you see is what you get? Are you genuine like that? And if the response is absolutely genuine, authentic, straight to the point, that's me. They're fake. They're a faker. They're a fake individual. As opposed to somebody who would say, "Well, I'd like to think so," in response to the question. There are some things I hold back, but if other people think that's not being genuine or authentic, maybe it is, but that's not my intention. Maybe it can be interpreted that way, but I like to think I'm authentic. That's an authentic person right there. Yeah, that's genuine. Not these people go on and on and on ad nauseum of how they stick to the facts, the truth. They don't lie. They're transparent. There's a lot of those that the internet is a honeypot for, by the way. It seems to be with YouTube platforms. But at the same time, YouTube is a great honeypot for other types of people. I like the how-to stuff on YouTube. YouTube is great for how-to videos. I want to discover how to set something up, set a computer up, or set up a fish tank, or set up some DIY shelving in a particular way. There's always a YouTube on something, on how to do something, right? It's great. It's really cool. And it's such a powerful technology. Unfortunately, it's a powerful technology, and with great power comes great responsibility. And we lack where an understanding in society where we need to be taking more responsibility versus other areas where what are you worried about? We misplace our priorities a lot, I think. Um, Certainly, with understanding each other, our priorities are weak, and we can never really truly understand each other via just information of what we do. We need to understand each other, how we react to what we do, and how it affects us, and so on. As I previously mentioned in a previous video, but I'll expand on that. Expand on the thought processes, human behavior, how we behave within certain contexts. I always found it ironic in which some people will hear a certain word and go, "Oh, how rude! What a disgusting word!" And yet, within a certain context, with certain groups, they'll be just as what they've labeled as vile in the first place. But yeah, there's expectations of how we conduct ourselves, right? When the social constructs are very important to understand. Yeah, there's a lot more I want to say about it, and then I'll elaborate and explain myself. Um, but it's probably worth actually just doing a short video here and there and get people to go, what's he really, what is the point in this or that? What was he really meaning to get to? People, if you're thinking that way, then I done some good today. If you're not, then well, I don't know whether that's my fault or not. But hey, it's again, we need to be thinking more critically, analytically. I think because we are emotional creatures, we really are. Uh, I was very emotional this morning, being given this birthday card from my mother, and the money in, and the message inside, and gave my mother a hug. Thank you very much. Peace out. Take care. Bye.